What an absolute pathetic performance. The Dodgers were bounced in the National League Division Series in just 3 games. It only took 3 games and a best of 5. They were swept by the division rival, Arizona Diamondbacks. Really, they did not show up again. There are a ton of problems with this ball club and franchise and organization that I'm going to dive into today. Everyone's going to have their own thoughts on what is wrong with the Dodgers, what is going wrong with the Dodgers, how to fix the Dodgers. Me personally, I'm going to give you guys mine and what I see the biggest problem with the Dodgers and why they continually fail each and every October in a full 162 game season. Every full 162 game season, the Dodgers have fallen short. And quite frankly, it is embarrassing. It gets more embarrassing by the year that 2020 was just more of an outlier. Probably gonna hear a ton of 2020 comments. So I might as well just get out of the way early. I understand why they may think it's valid or whatever, because each year in a full season, they fail. The series with Arizona was one of the most pathetic performances of the Dodgers, and each postseason has its own storyline and whatnot. This 2023 postseason, losing both games at home to Arizona. Game 1, they come out flat. They don't make adjustments in Game 2. They lose in Game 2. They made adjustments in Game 3 with the lineup. They actually made adjustments with the lineup of Game 3, but guess what? Too little, too late, right? They're like, oh, we should probably change something up. It was too little, too late. Going to Chase Field for the Arizona fans, it was too little, too late. You were down 2-0 elimination game. Too little, too late, and the Dodgers failed to win a game, getting swept for the first time in the postseason since 2006 against the Mets. This is the first time that I can remember them being swept. I don't remember them being swept in 2006. Year after year, the Dodgers embarrass their fans, embarrass themselves. Really is quite humiliating on all levels. I'm quite ashamed. To be a fan of this team currently. It took a little while for me to kind of just like move past it and just kind of, get ready for next year and all that. But this was an embarrassing performance. The Diamondbacks, Dave Roberts, post game, tip your cap, they played better. I'm tired of that, Dave Roberts. I'm tired of hearing that every single year. Tip your cap to the other team, they play better than us. I get it, you can't win the World Series every year, but you could at least have a better performance than what they did in this year and even last year. 2021, they had a decent performance. I'm not mad about 2021. But the last 2 years are, quite frankly, unacceptable. And if nobody is fired after these last 2 performances, it goes back to what I said after last year's exit, which they care about money, they care about a business model more than they care about winning and rings. I said that last year after the loss to the Padres. Nobody was fired. They ran it back with the same group, front office and baseball operations, Dave Roberts manager. They ran it back. They fired one hitting coach. The other hitting coach is still bad, and he should be fired too. One of the small components to this whole puzzle. He should be gone. But I heard all year that, these guys are the best group they've ever had. This is Dave Roberts' most fun group. He enjoys this group of players more than any he's ever had. And I found that hard to believe because the Dodgers have had some really, really good teams over the last 10 years or 7 years with Dave Roberts. They've had some really good teams. And here, this team was the best he's ever had. I'm calling cap. I'm going to call cap on that. It didn't look like it in this postseason. This team looked completely just checked out, did not look like they were in it from the beginning. They lost in 3 games. They had really little to no fight. The moment they showed signs of life in this series, the Dodgers, Dave Roberts, baseball operations front office, they snatched it away from them. They are so analytically driven. It is completely soulless baseball. It's actually mind-boggling how soulless this team runs. It drives me insane. Actually just crazy how mind-boggling they are because they are completely soulless at what they do. They go by the numbers of what the computer says. They write it down, yada, yada, yada. A little pan flip script that Dave Roberts reads every 2 seconds. And they go by that. They don't actually see what's going on between the lines being played on the diamond. They don't care. They don't see that. They don't understand that. It's all about analytics. And it's completely dead baseball. Complete shame the fans that support this team. This isn't baseball. What we watched this postseason is a complete opposite of baseball. What do I mean by that? Well, if you watch the game, if you watch the series, if you watch Dodger baseball as much as I do, you would know that the Dodgers are super analytical driven and they play matchups. It's all about matchups, all about righty, it's all about lefty, righty, left. It's all about that. Austin Barnes being pinch hit for David Peralta in the 7th inning, the biggest at-bat of the season for the Dodgers. They pinch hit Austin Barnes, who has not had a plate appearance in 11 days. Not swung a bat in 11 days, played in a game in 11 days. And what do? They empty the bench for Austin Barnes to pinch hit for David Peralta. Because the Diamondbacks brought in a lefty. Dodgers had one righty left on the bench. It was Austin Barnes. That is a complete fireable offense. Somebody has to get fired for that offense alone. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I don't know how us fans have just a logical thinking baseball brain there. Nobody pinch hits Austin Barnes for David Peralta in that spot. I don't care about who's on the mound. It could be Randy Johnson. It could be Sal Frank, Zach Gallen. I don't care who's on the mound. You do not pinch hit David Peralta for Austin Barnes. Absolutely not. Completely unacceptable. And what does Austin Barnes do? Swinging first pitch, ground out, inning over. Rally killed. Unacceptable. And whether it's Dave Roberts making that call or the front office making that call, I was kind of confused last year. It's Dave Roberts, it's the front office, it's the front office, right? It's the front office. Dave Roberts just follows the script. And so Dave Roberts isn't the main problem, but he's part of the problem. And so let's just say Dave Roberts gets fired. A completely bizarre world, he gets fired. Well, the problem is still in the front office. The problem still lies in the front office. They run the team by analytics and numbers. They don't care about the baseball. They care about numbers. It's all about numbers. That's all it is. All about righty, lefty. Oh, this probability is more higher than this probability because this probability sucks at this probability. It's all about numbers. It's not about baseball, and it's completely bonkers how this team is driven. So that, to me, is the main problem of the Dodgers, the front office. They got to go. I'm talking to Stan Kasten. I'm talking to Magic Johnson. I'm talking to Guggenheim. I'm talking to Mark Walters. Somebody needs to press the button and fire Andrew Friedman, Brandon Gomes. One of them has got to go. One of those dumb and dumbers got to go. I'm just going to say it flat out. They got to go. Absolutely got to go. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Andrew Friedman dumpster diving, looking for reclamation projects. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of the number-driven baseball. I'm sick of it all. I don't want to see it no more. I'm looking at a team that is actually winning in the Astros, who just win year after year, get to the ALCS year after year. It doesn't matter the format. They get to the ALCS no matter what. So I don't want to hear excuses about, oh, we were 5 days off. Oh, we had days off. We weren't ready in time. The Astros seem to have no problem with it. So that's a complete inexcusable excuse. I'm just going to say it because the Astros are proving that is just not true. As much as the players didn't show up, yes, the players take blame. But like I said in my last video, the players are not being put in the best position to win. They are not being put in the best position to win. Pinch hitting David Peralta for Austin Barnes is not being put in the best position to succeed. They're not. And I could just imagine being David Peralta. I could just imagine being Game 2 Miguel Rojas, being pitched for Colton Wong in a big spot. I can just imagine how the players feel just being yanked out of the game in a big spot that they probably want to be in, kind of are ready for playing in that game for just a simple term of just a matchup. Oh, let me go lefty against the righty. Let me go righty against the lefty. I cannot imagine how they feel. The terrible robotic way of baseball. Transitioning to the players, and I want to talk about one player in particular. You probably know who I'm going to. It's going to be Mookie Betts. So-called MVP of the Dodgers, the so-called franchise player of the Dodgers. 0 for 11 in this series. 0 for 11 for the franchise player of the Dodgers. Currently in the middle of a $365 billion contract, and Mookie obviously loves that. Mookie is just floating around in money. He doesn't fail to remind us every year when they lose. He doesn't fail to remind us. Just really put that in by Mookie Betts. Our so-called franchise player doesn't care. Has no care in the world. It is what it is. Just a game. I'm here to just, clock in, get my money, play baseball, and just go home. Not a care in the world. If we lose, oh well. Get money too. I get money too. We all play baseball, we get money, we get millions of dollars, whatever. What can we do? That's Mookie Betts right there. That's what Mookie Betts said after the post game. They get paid millions of dollars to play baseball too. They're not going to roll over. Last year, he said some comments too, like, oh, they drive Teslas too or something. It's the same thing every year with Mookie Betts. Doesn't care, just clocks out every October. He's 3 for his last 38 in the postseason. It's really comical at this point how he could be so bad in the postseason. Star player like that in the regular season be so bad come postseason. It reminds me of number 22, Clayton Kershaw, who usually is pretty bad in the postseason compared to the regular season. So I don't know what it is, if it's just a Dodger thing that the lights shine the brightest, they just fold. I don't know what it is, but the point I'm getting at here is our so-called leader, Mookie Betts. Far from that. He is far from being a leader, in my honest opinion. That's not what I want to hear from my franchise player after a season-ending loss. That's not what I want to hear. All you gotta do is just look at Bryce Harper's comments and what he's doing with the Phillies. That's all you gotta look at. Just look at Bryce Harper versus Mookie Betts, what he's doing on the field and what he's saying after the game. Just go look at that and come back to me, because Bryce Harper is a leader's leader. He plays for the team. He plays for the fans. He plays for the whole organization. He plays for the name on the jersey. Like, he cares about his organization in Philadelphia. Mookie Betts, on the other hand, I can't say the same about. Freddie Freeman had an infield hit which he slid a first base on. Other than that, he would have been hitless as well. 0 for 21 from Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. Unexplainable. You really cannot explain how they went hitless in this entire series against a team that they've seen pretty often went hitless. It's unexplainable stuff. Bullpen was actually one of the bright spots for the Dodgers this entire series, so hats off to the bullpen. But one guy who did not shine out of the bullpen, or did not come out of the bullpen, was Ryan Pepiot. And Ryan Pepiot should start Game 3. I wanted Ryan Pepiot to start Game 3. It should have been obvious from the get-go. He was the best pitcher down the stretch for the Dodgers. And what happened? He did not throw a single pitch in this series. Dodgers instead opted to go with Lance Lynn. With the season on the line, Lance Lynn missed a home run, about 4 home runs in a single inning, making Major League history. The D-backs are the first team to hit 4 home runs in a single postseason inning. That's a crazy stat I did not know. And the D-backs did it seemingly with ease. It was batting practice out there. So Ryan Pepiot should have started Game 3. No idea why they went with old man Lance Lynn, who I told you guys sucked. The Dodgers would lose the series, but the bullpen kept the Dodgers in the games. Game 2, Game 3, the Dodgers bullpen kept him in the games. But yet again, I really, truly, in my heart of heart, believe that they are not being put in the best positions to win. Why Kike Hernandez started Game 3 and not Game 2 and Game 1, I don't know. Kike Hernandez was the only guy who showed passion and emotion and fight, ready for the moment. He showed up. He stepped up to the plate every time, delivered. Honestly, he delivered. He should have started Game 1. He should have started every game in the series, but the Dodgers, because the Diamondbacks through righties, they're going to go with the lefty matchups. Peralta and Hayward started all the games. They actually benched James Outman because he was supposed to be benched in Game 2. They're too analytically driven, and that is the biggest problem with LA. And I'm telling you right now, the Dodgers will not win a World Series until Andrew Friedman, Brandon Gomes, Dave Roberts are gone. And I think I said it last year. I'm going to reiterate that again this year. They will not win a World Series until Andrew Friedman, Brandon Gomes, Dave Roberts are gone. They need to clean house. Somebody's got to go. And I was calling for Dave Roberts, but again, I realize he is not the bulk of the problem. He gets told by the front office and baseball operations what to do in the game. So until Andrew Friedman and Brandon Gomes are gone, the Dodgers will not win another World Series. Sound off your thoughts down below in the comment section. What went wrong for the Dodgers? What is going wrong for the Dodgers? And do you agree with my takes as to why the Dodgers will not win a World Series? Because the front office is inept and they're just a bunch of geeks in the front office. Bunch of geeks, bunch of nerds. And I hope you guys watch this video because you guys have done a horrible job the last couple of years. Thank you for following me along during this 2023 Dodgers season at the games or watching these Dodger videos that I do time and time again. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. I'll see you guys in 2024.